Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and having good health. Today we have the topic from chapter number 4, that is from grade ninth chemistry, and it is the ionic bond. So, before the start of the ionic bond, you must know that what does mean by the chemical bond. If we have a look on the chemical bonding or the chemical bond, basically the chemical bond, it is the force of attraction force of attraction that holds the atoms together in a substance. That force of attraction is known as the chemical bond. And we have almost four types of the chemical bonding. The number one we have, it is the ionic bond. The second one we have, it is the covalent bond. The third one type we have, it is the coordinate covalent bond. It is almost similar to the covalent bond, that is the coordinate covalent bond. And the fourth one type we have, it is the metallic bond, the bond that exists between the metals. Bond is known as the metallic bond. So let's start with the topic, that is the ionic bond. So what does mean by the ionic bond? When we have a look on the ionic bond, as the name related, it is the bond between the ions. So basically ionic bond is formed when one atom is going to lose the electrons and the other atom is going to gain these electrons. When atom is going to lose electrons, it is converted into a cation, and when atom is going to gain the electron, it is converted into the anions. So the ions that have positive charge are known as the cations, and the ions that have negative charge are known as the anions. When there is a formation of cation as well as the anions, now these are two oppositely charged ions. So a force of attraction will be created between these ions. The force of attraction is created between the between ions, and that electrostatic force of attraction is known as the ionic bond. And the compounds that are formed as a result of the ionic bond are known as the ionic compounds. So this is the simple that how ionic bond is formed. Force of attraction that is going to join the ions. And what are the ions? Any charged species. Any charged species is known as the ion. And when a force of attraction holds cations and anions, this force is known as the ionic bond. Next, we have the examples for the ionic bond. First one is the formation of the sodium chloride. Now, we have the formula for sodium chloride as NaCl. This is the simple common salt that we use at home as it is the edible NaCl. How the NaCl is formed? What type of force of attraction held between the sodium and chlorine? So before the start, we must know that what is the atomic number of sodium. So we have sodium, its atomic number is 11. Its electronic configuration we have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. This is the electronic configuration for the sodium. As its first shell is K, it is having 2 electrons. The second shell is L, it is having 8 electrons, and the third one shell is M, it is having only 1 electron. On the other hand, if we have a look on the chlorine, its symbol is Cl, its atomic number is 17, it is having 17 electrons, its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p5. So its first shell is K, that is having total 2 electrons. Second is L, it is having total 8 electrons. Third one is M shell, it has 5 plus 2, total 7 electrons in the valence shell, and sodium is having 1 electron in the valence shell. As to gain the octet, sodium will lose that electron, and the chlorine, it will gain the electron to complete its octet. When sodium is going to lose electron, it will be changes into the cation, and when the chlorine is going to gain the electron, it will be changes into the anion. So the formation of the ions will be sodium positive and chlorine negative. Now the force of attraction will be created between sodium and chlorine, and they will be converted into as NaCl. So the bond that is created between sodium and chlorine, it is simple ionic bond that is created between the ions. Okay, next we have electron dot and cross structure for the NaCl formation. So let's start with electron dot and cross structure. If we have the sodium and A, its first shell is having 2 electrons. Then second we have, it is having total 8 electrons, and the last one shell has only 1 electron. So this is the sodium atom. It's sodium atom. Next we have the picture for chlorine. As chlorine, its first shell have total 2 electrons. Next, its second shell again having 8 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, 8. Its third one shell is having total 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now the sodium is going to lose electrons and the chlorine will gain the electron. After the complete transfer of the electrons, now these atoms will be converted into the ions. Now the formation of the ions is as the sodium first shell is having 2 electrons, second shell now having 8 electrons. Now this is its valence shell that is complete, and it will acquire the charge that is plus 1. Next we have the chlorine. Chlorine, its first shell, second shell, and the third shell. Now the number of electrons, first shell again having 1 electron, 2 electrons, and second shell is having 8, and the last one shell is now having total 8 electrons, and its octet is completed by the gain of 1 electron, and it will acquire the charge minus 1. Now it is sodium positive and chlorine negative. The force of attraction will be created between them, and as a result of this, the bond will be formed between sodium and chlorine, and this is an ionic compound. And this is basically a electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction that is created between the ions, and the ions are held together by the formation of the ionic compounds. So this is all about our today's topic. I hope you guys understand that what does mean by the ionic bond, and if you have any queries you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. And next topic that we will discuss in the next video, its name is the covalent bond, that is the second type of the chemical bonding. So stay tuned, and for that time have a good day and Allah Hafiz.